Please don't click off just because there's a watermark, okay? I'm trying with these videos, okay? It's not my fault I can't afford Filmora Premium, you know what I mean? Yo, shout out to the real Tom Pluto for leaving a supportive comment on my last Helluva Boss video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about Helluva Boss Season 2. That's the intro. Yeah, let's get started.
Filthy monkey who can't even use jujutsu.
What is that stuff you're spraying everywhere?
Disinfecting deodorant. I don't want everyone to breathe in the monkey smell.
Alright, so the first episode starts with a Grammarly. So the first episode is like a few decades in the past, and it starts at the Owl Mansion when Stolas was a kid. And it's Stolas' birthday, and he's excited like every other kid would be. And it said that Stolas is old enough to learn his purpose and responsibilities, which he sounds and looks like he's not even 10 years old. So, you know, might want to wait on that. We get to see Stolas' father, and he is straight off the bat, he is aura farming. And Stolas is given a bunch of like demon shit that gives him power or something. I don't know. I don't know. And Stolas' father, he forces Stolas into a dominatrix type of marriage, and abusive too. So he cries about that. So his father sends him off to the circus to like get his mind off of things. And the main stars at the circus are Blitz and Fizz, or Fizz or Raleigh, or what I'm just gonna call him Fizz because it's easier to say. And it's revealed that they used to be good friends. So, what the fuck went wrong? You know what I mean? Blitz is outshined by Fizz because he's a better and funnier clown, but Stolas seems to prefer Blitz, already planning a future of sexual abuse. Stolas' father decides to buy Blitz from his father for a day. And believe it or not, but Blitz has daddy issues. Crazy, isn't it? It's not like damn near every character has daddy issues. I actually gotta say, like, why does almost every character in Helluva Boss and Hazbin Hotel have daddy issues? Is the writer trying to say something? Probably. Yeah, so Blitz's father sells him off for a crumpled dollar and a condom. I'm not joking. Blitz and Fizz are writing peak fiction with balloon horses.
I'm Banana Pudding, and I like to dance. I am Warm Horse, and I am sad. Why are you sad, Warm Horse? Because I have no legs. Oh, well that's okay. I lost my legs in the war. The war? Yes, the Great Pirate War.
But his father barges in and sends him to the Owl Mansion to steal some of their stuff. And at the mansion, Stolas is showing Blitz books. But Blitz doesn't care he doesn't care because he just finds books boring. So they decide to do something else. They roleplay one piece and get a bunch of jewelry and expensive stuff, then toss it out the window. And Blitz's father is outside waiting for the goods to be tossed out. Later, Blitz and Stolas are chilling around at a tree and talking. It's revealed that young Blitz wants to be a famous circus clown when he gets older. 25 years later, he's a serial killer. Not a serial killer, but he's an assassin. And 25 years later, we're with adult Stolas, and he's depressed. His wife's throwing a party and talks shit about him right in front of him. A few guards approach Stolas holding Blitz because they caught him trying to sneak in. So Stolas says that he'll deal with him, and he brings him to his room, and Stolas tells him that he could have just asked to come over because Stolas recognizes him after 25 years. Blitz doesn't recognize him at first. The reason Blitz was sneaking in was because he needs the book that was given to Stolas by his father. The reason Blitz needs this book is because it can get him to the human world for his assassination business. I'm stuttering so much right now. Did I just suddenly get a lisp? Stolas and Blitz catch up, and Blitz just like seduces Stolas to give him the book, and they end up having violent, gay butt sex. Shame on you, Solus, for cheating. I understand that you got an abusive wife and shit, but you could have just gotten a divorce before fucking Blitz. But he decided to get a divorce after cheating. Fast forward a bit more, we are back in the mansion. We see Stolas after the whole Ozzy's incident, and he's depressed. Then a musical begins. But his wife interrupts, yells at him, asks why why she, wait, no. His wife interrupts and yells at him, and he asks her why she's staying despite the divorce. And she says that she's staying to torment him. And Stolas demands that she leaves. And she does, not before making a threat.
You have fallen from what little grace you had, and I know you'll pay for it.
And that's the end. This episode was kind of really boring, to be honest. It didn't have the best storytelling, and it doesn't make sense why Stolas' wife is so mad that he cheated. She never loved him. Now, I'm not siding with Stolas. They're both in the wrong. You should not cheat no matter, what happens. You should get a divorce. They are both in the wrong here. And I'm just realizing this now. They're trying to portray a story about male victims or some shit like that. And they are doing a very bad job at that. It just doesn't seem realistic in the slightest. Like, if you want to... I feel like series like Chainsaw Man did a good job when it came to portraying male victims. But this is just... like... You could easily avoid this by signing a divorce and a restraining order. This episode gets a 3 out of 10. It's not a good start for season 2. Alright, so next up is episode 2. This episode starts with a story by Stolas, talking about space and shit like that. He's telling all of this to his daughter, Octavia, to help her sleep and shit like that. Also, this is like way in the past, like probably a decade. I forgot to mention that in the script I wrote. I write down scripts and I take notes during episodes. I write down what's going on in the episode and shit like that. I just felt the need to fuck off. Stolas promises that him and Octavia will see the stars together, or something like that. Time skip to when she's 17. She's excited because she thinks that day will be the day that she sees the stars. But Stolas is too busy arguing with Stella, his wife. He's too busy arguing with her to give a damn about Octavia and what she wants. So Octavia, being the stereotypical rebellious emo girl, crashes out and runs away.
Woke up this morning, I'm fucking pissed off!
Realistically, she probably would have started. Meanwhile, at IMP, Blitz and Luna are fighting because Blitz said that she should improve her attitude or something like that. And here I thought she had a bit of character development, but I guess not. She's still a cunt. Then Octavia sneaks into the room with no hiding spots and doesn't get noticed. Luna notices her though, but doesn't say anything because it's Luna. Octavia, she sneaks in to get the magic book. The magic book that Stolas had and shit. And she asks, the magic book for her. She asks to see the stars. So it takes her to LA.
Welcome to Saint.
And at LA, she gets overwhelmed by people because I'm pretty sure she's antisocial, so I can relate to that. And Blitz, he's panicking because he's scared to tell Stolas. He eventually does, and Stolas is pissed. Shouldn't have prioritized arguing with your ex-wife. You know what I mean? Over your emo rebellious daughter. You know what I mean? Well, this is random, but it's like while I'm editing this, it is like 9 p.m. and I'm just watching scary content while editing. And when I say scary content, I'm talking about GTA 5 Urban Legends. Why am I getting scared? If this was, yeah, like, if this was realistic, she would have cut herself. That's not even like a joke. I'm being completely serious. Stolas, Blitz, and his crew, they go to Earth somehow, even though they don't have the book. How? No, seriously. How would they go to Earth if they, like, need the book? Because can Stolas just open portals to Earth whenever he wants? If so, what's the point of the book? Or does the book can do more than just take him to Earth? And if the Goetia, which I'm pretty sure that's what they're called, have the power to go to Earth by will without the book, why did Octavia need the book? Was she not taught that yet? She's 17. She should be able to learn that shit, you know what I mean? She should know that shit. That magic shit, you know? Stolas and Luna put on human disguises, but an indie music producer, indie music producer sells Moxie a music demo or something like that. I don't know how it works. Millie and Moxie argue because Moxie is naive and wants to help a small artist. Blitz gets his own costume and everyone mistakes him for a celebrity named Brandon Ragers. And a bunch of businessmen pull up in a filming van and take him away because he's supposed to be playing in the next episode of Big Bang Theory. Blitz is scared to play on a sitcom, even though he was a clown as a kid And during the filming, he is on the verge of a mental breakdown. He reads one of the lines, and everyone laughs, because a little TV said that they need to laugh. And that boosts his confidence, so he starts making fucked up jokes.
Yeah, and then that bitch hit her head on the way down and shattered her skull. There's blood everywhere. Peter Pans.
Meanwhile, Luna finds Octavia through her Instagram posts. Also, I just gotta say something. We all know how bad Instagram comments are. Imagine, Instagram in hell. I don't even want to know what they'd be saying. And Octavia is at that white building in LA. The Observatory. Back with Blitz, he's been playing this sitcom for hours and he's having the time of his life until a part that I have a hard time describing because I'm not very good with my words, so just watch.
Maybe it's about time I found you a new home. One that could put up with your attitude.
I can take him, Mr. Ronnie. I'd be happy to adopt old Uggy and give him the attention he needs.
Yeah, maybe you should adopt.
Blitz remembers when he first got Luna, and he remembers what he said earlier in the episode.
If I'm so terrible, how about you just grow a pair and replace me?
Okay, well maybe I might.
So he begins to crush the fuck out in what is probably the funniest scene in the show.
Mine, and I love her.
But Mr. Ronnie, you gotta let me have the puppy. You just gotta.
Don't you touch her, you little anal fissure. Oh, you think this is funny, assholes? She's not fit to be a mother. I saw her doing lines of coke in her dressing room.
Now, Ronnie, I think maybe you should...
Oh! You can't have my baby, bitch! I'll never get rid of her!
Get him up, let him get up, let him get up, let him get up.
I'm coming, Blue. Would you mind?
Fight back! Fight back! Fight back!
The studio burst into flames in the most like I don't even know how it descended so quickly. Like it went from 0 to 1 billion, bro. I don't know how like got that insane, bro. Meanwhile, with Luna, she's comforting Octavia, and eventually they leave to get back with Blitz and the others. They reunite and go home, and happy ending. This episode is pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie, it is pretty funny. It expands on Blitz's backstory just a bit, and a bit of Luna's too. But it wasn't too enjoyable, so 5 out of 10. Alright, so the first of these helluva shorts, that's what they're called, is just an episode where Millie and her sister hang out. And her sister sounds like a dude.
Lucky for you, 1,000,000,001 was the sweet spot to visit this trash heap.
Men, right? With balls and cock.
And shenanigans follow, and they burn an arcade down. Sal, which I think that's the name of Millie's sister, she's a bit resentful because Millie never comes home. Yes, I'm only talking about this episode because I'm too lazy to watch a full episode right now. This episode is honestly what I wanted Helluva Boss to be. Funny, nonsensical episodes. But it kept trying too hard to be serious, it kept trying too hard to have a story. It's not even about what I thought it would be about when I watched the pilot. When I watched the pilot, I thought it was going to be about demons assassinating humans in hell, and I thought it was going to be unique every time. But no, they're just trying to focus on Blitz's backstory. You could create like a multi-season show where the main focus is about like hunting down humans and shit, and then hint at backstory. You know what I mean? In the process, hint at the backstories. But yeah, this episode isn't the funniest though. Although I have heard that some of the Helluva shorts are pretty funny, so you know they're gonna be in here a few times. So 6 out of 10. All right. So next up is episode 3.
Oh my god. What happened to him? Last month I was here, he was normal.
Say hi, Jack.
So this episode, the way it starts is Moxie and Luna, they're sitting in the office and shit like that. And Millie barges in because she's like pissed off because she's like
Menstruating. Stop it!
menstruating, and she bumped into her ex. He's talking to a client that doesn't want them to go to Earth, but instead wants them to come to a mansion. So a helicopter comes over to pick them up to take them to the mansion. And this mansion just happens to belong to Moxie's father. Guess what? He's a bad father.
Daddy!
I only let Moxie call me that. Unless you pay me.
Hey there, sleepyhead. What a clean.
Again! What is it with the characters in the show having daddy issues? Yeah, and they have dinner when Millie's ex joins the party, along with Moxie's ex. They're the same person. They have the same ex. Turns out Moxie was part of the fucking mafia for a time, and was in a gay relationship. I don't judge. Moxie also makes a Titanic reference.
It's been 84 years.
Isn't that from that boat movie?
One of the worst movies I've ever watched. Actually, I don't understand the hype around the Titanic movie. It is one of the most boring fucking movies of all time. I watched it in its entirety, and I was bored throughout the entire thing. And people might think like, oh, that's just because you don't like things without action or anything like that. No, because I watched all of Death Note. I enjoyed that. Season 2 of Vinland Saga was really fucking good. Breaking Bad was really good. I enjoyed that, and there wasn't much action to go off of. Moving on. The shark dude that Moxie dated for a time betrayed him during a bank robbery, and Millie is pissed at him after hearing that. And then they have an awkward dinner. The reason Moxie's father called IMP over was because they wanted Moxie and the gender swapped Ellen Joe to get married so he could be part of the mafia family, because apparently the shark dude had a lot of money and they wanted that money.
Grown, matured, and recently came into millions.
Also, what is it about mafia stories that people like so much? Like, I hear people like praise like mafia stories online and shit. I don't understand the hype. Moxie and his father, they have some alone time, and Moxie gets beaten. He gets beaten because his father's mad that he left the family. And when he was a kid, um his father wasn't really different, but he did have a mother. But his father forced Moxie to kill his own mother. At least I think that was his mother. I don't know. Everyone is forced to stay in separate rooms, and Moxie has to stay in the shark dude room to get sexually harassed, and he's also forced to listen to one of the worst musicals ever.
How about a sexually charged musical number? Hey! You always love those. Whoa, whoa, yeah, yeah. It's jazz time. Moxie, I see you looking at you, wondering when I'm gonna crack you open like a walnut. And the answer is soon.
I also felt molested just watching it. Moxie leaves the room, so the shark dude decides to fuck Blitz instead. Blitz snatches his stuff after sex and searches his car. I seriously hope my parents aren't, or my mom. I hope my mom doesn't hear me talking about this shit, because I don't know how I would be able to explain myself. The next morning, Moxie tells his father that he's not marrying the shark dude, and pretty much tells him to fuck off. But that doesn't work out. He gets tied up and shit, and during the during the marriage, Millie and Blitz barge in, and they fuck shit up. Mainly, it's Millie fucking shit up. You need me a wife like that, bro. Yeah, this episode was definitely the weirdest one. A very shit episode too, and I felt molested watching this episode. And they could have expanded on a bit more, like how Millie met the shark dude. But no, they killed off the shark dude. I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm glad he's dead, but like, there's some things you could have expanded on. Anyways, 2 out of 10. It's shit. Alright. Bonus episode. This episode takes place in Michigan. Blitz and his crew find out their targets are dead. Torn apart by fucking Pingu and his racist friends.
Hey, look at those faggot-ass clothes! Faggot, faggot, fag, fucking fag. My son's a fag.
They're not! Run!
And then the penguins, they start attacking the main crew. So they leave. Yeah, that's the bonus episode. There's not much story to go off of or anything like that. Alright, so next up is episode 4. This episode starts with Stolas, Stella, and her brother having tea. and discussing the divorce. Stryker comes in with his sick Colt revolvers, and kidnaps Stolas. So Stolas, he calls Blitz for help, even though he's on the back of a horse tied up. Um, but Blitz, he can't help because he's taking Luna to get a shot. So he sends Moxie and Millie. The swearing in the hospital scene, the swearing is a bit excessive. And when I say a bit excessive, I mean really excessive.
Christ on a stick of all the days for him to get his stupid feathered ass kidnapped. I have waited 5 fucking years for this appointment. Fuck me in my little red hole. Hi, the fuck you looking at? Hey, I'm here for that S-H-O-T for my Looney Tooney.
The what?
Ugh, the B-U-L-L shit that my daughter has to get every year that you M-O-T-H-E-R fuckers only allow us to schedule every 5 years. How the fuck you fuck up that bad anyway, titty haver?
Oh, I can't spell. I can't read either.
The hell bees shot, you fucking really can't say that word anymore.
But Blitz is just too scared to say retard. Like, so you're gonna say, fuck 40 times, shit 40 times. You're gonna say every single swear word in the dictionary, but you're too scared to say retard. Stryker, he has this Western style musical. That's it. Blitz tries to hit on a single mother, but it ends up with him calling her a cunt and fighting her. Stryker tortures Stolas, but Moxie and Millie find Stryker's lair and they barge in like it's the Brooklyn bank heist in Payday 2. Then I get a fucking Google Play ad. The fight between Millie, Moxie, and Stryker goes really hard for some reason. It's really well animated. Stryker flees before they could kill him. Millie and Moxie get Stolas, take him to the hospital. Blitz is shocked that Stolas can be hurt. If he can be assassinated, if he is in danger at being assassinated, then he can be hurt. You fucking retard. That's the episode. This episode was probably the most enjoyable episode in Season 2, but that's not saying much because so far, this season is just straight cum-covered donkey shit. It's trying too hard to be serious, and the only thing that saved this episode was the fight scene. This episode gets a 3.5 out of 10. Alright, yeah, so this bonus episode is good. Also, I'm watching Bleach while editing this right now.
I don't need it. I don't need it. I definitely don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it.
So, in this bonus episode, Blitz is on a solo mission to kill a college My Hero Academia shipper.
Stop fucking crying, bitch! Where? I don't wanna fucking hear it!
I don't need it. I don't need
Brunette woman, basically. And the funniest shenanigans follows. Blitz tries to stab her and fucks up because she has this like shield around her. She has magic powers or something. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's a necklace she has. I was gonna make an anime reference, but I don't have one. And she immediately falls in love with him because he's a demon. Turns out she's like one of those book talk girls. You know book talk girls are bad when fucking Bibsy Pop is talking shit about her. He's taking the piss out of him, you know? You know they have to be bad. And Blitz, she's like deeply disturbed by how horny she is. And she writes a damn fan fiction in the matter of seconds, right in front of him. Yeah, and then finally Blitz, he stabs her, and then she enjoys it. And then back down in hell, she finds him in hell, and she tries to like pull some shit. Honestly, I wish this episode was longer because it was actually funny as shit. Honestly, I had fun with this mini episode. It was funny, it was entertaining, and it's what I would want from a show like this. Nonsensical comedy. That's what I want from this show. And also, it took the piss out of Book Talk Girl, so it's an 8 out of 10, damn near a 9 out of 10. Alright, next up is episode 5. This episode starts with Blitz in some kind of pink fairy tale land. I don't know. Sneaking into rehab to see his sister. And then I get a fucking AFK Journey ad. That doesn't advertise gameplay. It doesn't advertise gameplay. No, it advertises their female characters. Because they decided to give them hella thighs and jiggle physics. If that's all you're gonna advertise, then you might as well just make a porn game. Because if you're not gonna advertise gameplay, then that most likely means the gameplay is shit. But what can you expect? It's called AFK fucking Journey. If it has AFK in its name, then it's a boring ass game. Back on topic. At the IMP building, there's a new client that was murdered at a camp, but doesn't know who the murderer was. So Moxie and Millie have it to do an investigation. Investigation? Okay then. After they show up to Earth, the most unbearable shenanigans follows. So bad that I honestly had to skip through the episode. Moxie dresses up as a girl, which is no, that is not a problem. That's not the main reason. Like, I know people are probably going to assume that. No, I do not have a problem with that.
Right? Who the fuck are you? I'm Maxine. I'm the prettiest girl at my school. And all the boys want me. My favorite color is hot pink. Because normal pink is so basic. I like horses, puppies, fast cars, jewelry, and I got my first period last year, and it was so heavy. I guess I'm just more mature than your typical preteen. So, you want to be friends?
Hello?
Hi, I'm here for the slumber party.
Do I know you?
My name is, Girly Teen Girl.
Uh-huh.
I just moved here from, far awayville.
I know it's you, SpongeBob SquarePants.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's just the fact that he's insufferable. Millie dresses up as a dude. Millie points out a suspicious dude in the distance, but Moxie is too pathetic and insecure in the investigation to let her help in the investigation. This is probably why Blitz doesn't let him do any lead missions. This episode is agonizing to watch. That I didn't want to watch it when I was doing the script. That I was considering just skipping it entirely. Millie becomes popular, and Moxie becomes outcasted and hated. I skipped to the end. I just flat out skipped to the end. It was bad. At the end, they find a cabin where Blitz's sister, Barbie, is grooming a teenage boy to commit crimes. And this episode also disrespects Transformers by using a "You Got the Power" in one of their lyrics of a musical. I'm just pulling shit out of my ass because I want to hate this episode even more. Barbie fights Blitz and Moxie because they're trying to kill her sex toy, but a firework kills them instead. Yeah. This episode was so bad that I'd rather be strapped to a chair and forced to watch Berserk 2016 than watch this monkey piss of an episode. Mainly because of the secondhand embarrassment I got. So yeah, this episode gets a negative 10.483 out of 10. Yeah, bonus episode.
Hell yeah. Hell no. 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 Hell yeah. What's wrong with you, twin? Hell yeah. Hell no.
Blitz and his crew show up on Earth. On a barn. And get frightened by these goats. I don't know why they're frightened by goats. So they kill the goats. Yeah, that's it. Waking the owner of the barn up, who is the target? The target is the owner of the barn. The target shoots at them thinking they're chupacabras, which is Spanish for goat suckers. It's like a legendary kind of shenanigans follow. Moxie Millie, they leave Blitz behind by accident. Blitz gets captured and shown off at some kind of auction or whatever, being sold for 100 pesos or touched for 100, I don't know. And his stuff is also taken, but then the dorks, the government people from episode 6, I think, they show up because of the reports of the chupacabras. But a goat hits him in the balls, like on some Coda shit, so he like insults the goat, the literal goat, pissing off the Mexican dude.
I'm telling you now, I have plans that I cannot share with you right now because the haters will sabotage me. I have plans that I cannot share with you right now because the haters will sabotage me. I have plans that I will not share right now.
Blitz manages to get out and releases all of the goats to wreak havoc upon Goatville, elite ball knowledge. The dorks, they get re-zeroed by the goats, so they flee. Blitz gives the lead goat a sticker, making him an IMP VIP before going home. This episode, it was funny. A bit racist, but that just makes it funnier. But the episode was also a bit boring. They could have done a bit more with it. I would have liked to see a little fight scene against the dorks, between Blitz and the dorks. That would have been cool. It almost had a wholesome little ending, but I'm gonna decanonize what actually happened and say that it is a prequel to Goat Simulator. This is a prequel to Goat Simulator. That's Pilgor right there. This episode gets a 6 out of 10. Alright, episode 6. I was stoned while writing the script, and I'm still a bit stoned right now.
This game is so sheesh!
So basically, we start in a tower. That's how the episode starts, and it belongs to Fizzaroli and Ozzy. Or it's a very luxurious hotel, which, I mean, you never know. Fizz talking about some shipment of vibrators. I misspelled vibrators. And Ozzy has a meeting with Stolas. I think he said that. I don't know. Viz is... Oh, I already read that one. Fizzy is acting like a little kid, making me wonder why Ozzy chose him as a partner. We are Jeffrey! And also there's a newspaper frame. The media is saying that Oz is a hypocrite because he belittled Stolas for dating an imp when he is doing the exact same thing. Also, there's an ad for a breast implant. Fizz is meeting with the sin of greed, Mr. Krabs. And Ozzy does not like him. Understandable, he sold his employee's soul for 62 cents and refused to give customers their change. And his employees pay to work for him. Not only that, he was friends with Epstein. So I see why Ozzy didn't like him. Ozzy does not stop Fizz from the meeting. Fizz makes his presence known when he arrives. to the greed ring and runs into Blitz, and they start beefing on sight, talking shit to each other. Then they start fighting. Meanwhile, Moxie's father, the mafia dude, he's hiring Stryker, who I'm just now noticing he has a different voice actor, and that was a horrible change.
Not dead?
It was called off, but I have a body count in the hundreds. I ain't afraid to go after anyone. Women, kids, and cute little faced puppy-looking things.
I still think it's embarrassing. You're wasting a lot of potential relying on a weak Lily.
You gonna finish that fucking sentence, partner?
Vermin.
They should have kept the original voice actor because he was actually kind of badass. But then they decided to change it for a dude that has a more smoother voice. Like he's just putting on a deep voice in a Western accent. But no, the last dude, he actually got that shit down. Fifty Pop, what the fuck are you doing with your life? Blitz and Fizz, they get captured in seconds because the plot said so. Meanwhile, Ozzy is making dildos and paperwork. Or writing paper, whatever. Then he has a meeting with Stolas. Now, I don't know how Stolas can look at him without feeling unbridled, I don't know the word, unfathomable rage after being publicly humiliated by a hypocrite in front of hundreds of people. I don't know how he can look at him with a straight face and not feel the urge to strangle him after that, because I would. And I feel like the worst part was that he was being a hypocrite. Fizz calls Ozzy, but when he answers, it was the mafia telling him they got his lover and will only let him go if they sign some contracts or some shit like that. And Oz is pissed. Bliss and Ozzy are being kept in a cage, like they have a degradation king.
I mean, what the fuck? Every time I come over here, you always gotta take me through this homosexual rigmarole, man, with your terminology, man.
They're captured and they're being kept in the cage. Fizz is panicking, but Blitz, he's chill like that because he's probably been in this situation before, let's be honest. Also, Blitz believes that Stolas doesn't love him and only wants sex. Understandable why he thinks that, to be honest. Stryker even agrees with him, and he's talking like Johnny Silverhand, saying that corporals will never love a...
Shut your fucking mouth! No problem, John. Shut the fuck up, you cunt!
But Blitz cuts them out of their restraints and gets them out of the cage pretty flashily, if I do say so.
Down there.
No, I have a better idea.
Can we get much higher?
Shooting 8-ball over here!
What's going on? Shut the fuck up, you cunt!
Well, that didn't...
But Fizz is getting his shit fucked up. And Blitz, he's fucking shit up. And midway through the fight, their backstory is revealed. Blitz was jealous of Fizz's popularity when they were clowns in the circus. He was always overshadowed by Fizz, so he held resentment. One day, Blitz accidentally started a fire near Fizz, causing Fizz to lose his limbs and left mutilated and mangled in the incident. That's why he has robotic arms. Fizz hated Blitz because he ran away from his mangled and burning corpse. Damn, bro, that's crazy. Blitz tells him that he tried to help, but he was too scared to fully help because he knew that he would be in a lot of trouble if he came out and said that he fucked up, so he ran away because he was scared. And he blamed himself and hated himself since then. And not only that, he lost his mother in the fire, and his family probably blamed him and cut ties. This incident is probably what led to his sister's drug addiction and why we don't see his father. Fizz and Blitz, they become friends again. They make up, but they don't make out, thankfully. So Fizz distracts... wait, I skipped a part. Yeah, so they become friends again, and they get cornered by the Mafia and Stryker. So Fizz distracts them while Blitz blows a hole into the roof so they could escape. So Fizz does a musical and a SpongeBob reference then they escape the warehouse. They're now in like a junkyard. But Stryker stops them and says the truest thing in this entire show.
Okay, is it bad that I'm getting hard?
Shut the fuck up! Why is it always a sex thing?
And then, so what Blitz does is he shoots a nearby barrel, causing an explosion and a fire. Stryker flees, but Fizz is, he's fucked up. He can't get up. He's surrounded by fire. He can't escape, but then Blitz comes in and saves him this time, instead of leaving him like he did last time. And they become friends again. Happy ending. Brothers reunited. Fizz returns home. This episode, it was good. It was good for helluva Boss standards, you know? It was enjoyable, had a decently at best backstory, nice and tragic. I like tragic backstories, even when they're med. This episode was funny and enjoyable, basically. 8 out of 10.
Seriously, shut up. You know what it was? It was 11. Goodbye. Stop talking. I'm going to get us killed. I'm going to get us killed. Do you understand?
Alright, so the target of this episode is either a very nice person or a fucking pedophile. So this episode starts with Blitz and Luna showing up to a mission location. Why did he bring Luna along? I don't know. They show up to an orphan center. Luna walks in with her human disguise on and is holding a pistol like it's a normal thing. Probably is because, you know, America. Luna finds the target's office. The target is named Mr. Wrigglers. Look, I'm not good with pronouncing words that have a W and an R right next to each other. Wigglers? That's what we're calling them, Wigglers. And he welcomed her, and he's all nice and shit. Luna points a gun right at his face, right? Like, and he's not scared of dying. He's not scared. He says if an orphan is happy killing him, then he will die happy knowing an orphan is happy that he's dead. He didn't say that, but that's how I interpret it. Blitz falls to the ceiling dressed like a little kid. The man, knowing that he's going to be killed, has one last request to speak to all of the kids that he has one last time. Blitz tells him that he can go fuck a rotten raccoon corpse. Luna, surprisingly, does something really nice and lets him talk to his kids. Lets him talk to his kids one last time.
We might have a sec. What is it?
I just want to say goodbye to my children.
The red itis will probably kill me by then. Wait, what?
They follow him around as he says goodbye to all his kids, and by the end of it, Blitz is pissed because he spent hours following him. Luna was just on her damn phone the whole time. He asks to watch the sunset with them before he dies, but Blitz decides to pout at a tree like a little kid, while the man and Luna sit at a bench and watch the sunset. And they talk, and Luna says that everyone would hate the real her or some shit like that. Like some misunderstood teenager type shit. And the man says that not everyone would hate her or some shit like that. He says that he knows he probably wouldn't hate the real her. So she turns into her real form. So he screams. He screams, but the fan base, if one of the fan base people were there, they would scream at the sight of her. Okay, that's not funny. Honestly, this ruined the moment. This episode could have actually been kind of wholesome. Could have shown teenagers, which is like 90% of the audience, there are people in this world that would accept them for who they are. But nah, they decide to be like funny fuck and do the opposite. And they kill the poor bastard. Brutally, too. That honestly kind of pissed me off because the guy genuinely seemed like a good person. He could have given like very motivating words to Luna, and even for the audience that probably have some issues because they're watching this show. But no, Vivian decided that now of all times, she decides to be Mrs. Funnyfuck and kills the guy off brutally. This was a perfectly serious and wholesome moment for a show like this. And it was ruined just like that. So 4 out of 10. 8 out of 10 if the ending was different.
Who would have thought that relaxing on a couch with a lap desk would be the most comfortable office I could make for myself? Oh. All right. Break over, back to writing. I'm not sure how to open this.